All right. Another Friday, another creative stream. Apologize in advance for the. Well, I suppose I apologize for the late start. I realized I had scheduled this for 7 o'clock, and then at like 6:40, I realized I hadn't eaten anything. So I wanted to get a pizza. And I got a pizza, and that put me back at some time. But that's okay. You get me now. Post pizza, because I didn't want to eat on stream. This mukbang might do it for some people, but it is not going to be a channel staple for sure. As you can see, I'm still a little snuffly from earlier in the week, which is always the case. I have been fighting this head cold for almost a week now. I think I started to really feel it last Saturday. So, hopefully it clears up before too long. So tonight we are going to be doing a creative stream. Unlike my usual creative streams, we are going to be branching out from CSP, at least to start, because I don't know how long this will take. Excuse my cat going absolutely crazy. So something that I've been thinking about doing for a while now, well, not for a while, realistically, just since I ended last week's stream, was I thought about like my channel icon, which is something that when I was streaming in college, I didn't really have that many design skills, and I'm not saying I have a whole lot of design skills now, but I've been exposed to a lot more software since then. And so that's something I threw together in GIMP, I think, and it's just like basic, text edits and stuff like that. And since then, like I said, I've been exposed to more design software and whatnot, and through work, I've actually had to use Inkscape for icon design and stuff like that. And I'm not the best, granted, but it's something that I'm not unfamiliar with now. And granted, it's been a while since I've done that. So I thought, what would be a cool thing to do is to hop into Inkscape and design a new channel icon. So I think that's what I'm going to do. For anybody not in the know, Inkscape is a vector-based editing software. So it's not like raster, like Clip Studio Paint is, or Clip Studio Paint has raster layers, I think. Basically, rather than editing pixel by pixel, you edit curves and lines and stuff like that. And so what that means is that you can zoom these objects in at like various levels. Adjust the volume here; it's a little loud for me. So you can zoom these objects in at various levels and maintain the visual fidelity of them. It's not gonna be negatively affected when you export them at a larger or smaller scale. All this kind of stuff. So you can export them at higher pixel rates without actually changing the pixels. At least that's my very, very baseline understanding of vector graphics versus raster graphics, or pixel graphics, I suppose, is probably the more appropriate phase. So this isn't something that really we need the tablet for, so you'll notice I don't have my glove on, and I'm not going to be using the pen for this. This is just going to be us doing some point pulling, some manipulation, all that good stuff. I guess without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into it. We've made this canvas plenty wide, plenty big, 120 by 120 pixels, although that, again, doesn't really matter all that much. You can do all the stuff you can normally do with a lot of these, graphics editing programs, edit layers, edit by object. Eventually what we're going to do here is when we export the PNG, we're going to export at various levels, so I can choose like what my, or various resolutions, so I can choose what my icon resolution is going to be. So even though I set it up as 120 by 120, that doesn't mean we have to export it at 120 by 120. And we will just go ahead and get started. I have an idea of what I would like. I don't want anything lame, but let's go ahead and let's make our layers, and we'll just call this background. BG. I don't know exactly what I want my background to be right now, but I am just going to fill it. I suppose. Can I fill it? Stroke. Fill. I guess I can just make a... Ooh, big old guy. And if we do percent... Is it percent? I forget what... PT? Let's do fill. Stroke, no stroke. Fill 100. Oops. Make sure my num lock's on there. By 100 by 100. So that should be our background, and that is totally filled. I guess one thing I could do, which I don't know the software well enough one way or another, but I should set up a. Should maybe set up a color palette. Definitely gonna have purple in there just because that's my favorite color, but I haven't decided what else I want in there, so that's okay. We will just start out with something like that. And make sure it's positioned at 0. There we go. Okay, so that's just our background now. That's just that's just a placeholder. And we are going to make another one above that because I want a couple different elements. I definitely want like some mid-ground element that's like just a basic graphic. It could be like a circle that's a gradient or something like that. Just something to outline it, maybe. But I know for like the foreground elements, I've come up with a couple ideas of things that like represent what I like to do and what I like to do on the channel. So foremost is going to be gaming. I'm going to probably end up making like a controller, a very simple controller graphic. I think that's one of the things I want to do. What else do I do on the channel? Well, I do some creative stuff. So I think I want to do like a stylus pen or a very stylized stylus pen, tablet pen like this. And then I do a lot of physical painting as well, although not on the channel, at least not for a long time. So I was thinking about doing my favorite type of brush for oil painting, which is a fan brush. I love the fan brush. And then lastly, one of the things that I've gotten into in the last year and a half or so is crochet. Again, I'm notorious for picking up habits, that sounds bad, picking up hobbies. I have a habit of picking up hobbies. So we're just gonna, I think those three elements I can work in like a fan or around it. I don't really know yet. I think I'm just gonna make the graphics first, and then we can play around with how they are positioned. And then on the front is probably just gonna be a banner or something with the channel name, Mick Nicknock. Which is where I am pretty much everywhere online. So, or my handle pretty much everywhere online. So, yeah, we'll just we'll start off with that and see what we come up with. Again, I'm not a design professional or anything like that. I'm just someone who has too many hobbies and too many interests, and a cat that likes to do parkour behind me apparently. So. Or parkour, I suppose. So we will, for now, keep the elements separated of like the graphics that we want. So controller is going to be different than tablet, pen going to be different than fan brush, going to be different than crochet hook. Just because that'll allow me to like order them and like put some above the other if I want. And I guess I could figure out how to do stuff like this. But I don't want to Google on stream, so we will just figure it out as we go. So we're just going to start out with controller, which I think is probably going to be the most complicated, at least complicated looking one. So we'll do a controller above current, and on that controller, we're just gonna draw some lines. So okay. Where are you? Well, I thought I was. Let's create. That's what I want. Draw Bezier curves. There we go. Okay, and we're we're just gonna rough it out for the time being, and we will add more detail in later. Okay, so it's like, yeah. Although this, don't hate this kind of like isometric look. And we'll just go up and over. Okay. And so now we have this. So this looks very bad, very terrible, but this is what I'm talking about with vector graphics, is I can zoom in. Oh, excuse me. I can zoom in, and you'll notice that it doesn't become pixelated at all, because it's, again, a vector graphic. It's not like specific pixel graphics or anything like that. Oh, didn't need to do that. Don't have this quite figured out. So we'll just go ahead and do some point pulling now. So like, don't want you. I want to make sure you, we need you to be a corner. Oops. So that would be clicking him and make selected node a corner. That's what I want. I suppose it doesn't have to be exactly equal, but I do want these guys. Do I have a snapping mode? I think I do. Toggle snapping. Snapping the paths. Snapping the intersections. Again, we'll just make do. Doesn't have to be perfect. We will make this a, make that. Yeah, it's starting to look like a controller, kind of. Not too bad. Again, I am just very very eclectic with my quote-unquote skills. All right, I want to make him a no corner, right? Make that a corner, and we want to break between here and here. At node min max y. I thought I could cut. Can I not insert a node? Oh yeah, insert a new node. Oh, I have to double click. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so this guy is kind of fat. We don't want, well, these guys in particular need to come over a little bit and maybe up. It's doing okay. We still want to add a new node in, so let's do that there. Raise you up. Okay, how does that look? You'll also notice we're only doing one side right now. Obviously, with all this, we want to play around with symmetry. So I am not going to make it harder for myself. I'm only going to make one node at a time. Can I make that smooth? Ooh. Symmetric. Auto smooth. Smooth. That does not look smooth. Okay, well, can we delete one side? Don't need both handles. I guess I cannot. That's okay, though. Edit this, pull this down a little bit. Oh. That didn't smooth it out. Unless I misunderstand what smooth is supposed to do. Which is entirely possible. Let's just smooth it out manually. I don't care. Oops. Well, if it would actually... Okay. What I need is like what Clip Studio Paint has with its navigator, so I can see the whole thing. But I suppose this isn't too bad. Okay, let's play around with these two a little bit. I don't like that they are so close, or so far out. Makes that controller side look kind of wide. Yeah, that looks, I mean, I'm looking for reference here on my Xbox controller. It kind of looks like half of it. Again, we'll be adding a little more graphics to the interior part and whatnot to make it a little more refined. So let's duplicate that. Let's shift it over. Let's grab it, shift it over, and flip horizontal. That is going to be path. Is it this? Flip horizontal. It is. Huzzah. Okay. So now let's go ahead and edit both of these. And we want to... Actually, no, I forget. We want to do that after we merge them, because if we do this and this, we can object to path, right? And now, nope, I need to union them. No. Does it join them? Combine. This is Austin forgets all of his design fundamentals. I know there's a way that I can like basically join it and nope. Thought it was just union, but I guess not. Object. Stroke to path. Path. Intersection. Nope. That should be combine. You know, ultimately it probably does not matter until I want to outline it. But I should be doing it right. I think if I edit, I can delete selected node. Well, first time I'm Googling. No, I don't want to do that. Can I make this an end node? If I say this is a corner node, will that be a little more? Break path at selected nodes. That's what I want. Now I should just be able to do that and delete. Yeah, okay, I figured it out. It took me way too long to do that, but we did figure it out. Keep that open, just in case I need that Inkscape reference again. Okay, same thing. I should have done this. Yeah, actually, let's just do that again. So let's duplicate, flip horizontally, and then move it into place. There we go. That looks more like a controller, kind of. So let's go ahead and path and combine. And did it not connect these two? It did not. That's annoying, but that's okay, because we can just do this, and is it join? Join selected nodes. There we go. I'm remembering. I'm doing it. Except I keep rotating the canvas. I don't know what software I've been using where control and middle mouse is rotate, but it's clearly something that has infected my brain, because I keep doing that tonight. Control and middle mouse. Something for work, probably. Okay, so that's something. Do I hate that? I think it's a little wide. Can I scale it? I can. I remember now. Okay, so if I scale it like that, so this kind of looks like a controller. Let's go ahead and get some fill in there too, and let's make the fill slightly lighter. We don't want it to be the same color as the background, but we will change. I don't know if we want this. I kind of like the idea of gradients for our strokes. So let's go ahead and make a new gradient and edit that. How do I edit that stroke? I forget. Edit gradient. There we go. We will go from here to here and here to here, just because it's cool. And our bottom will be, like we said, we want a purple of some kind, just like a dark purple. Actually, a light purple would probably be better. And to the top, let's do like a yellow. How does that look? Ew. I don't think I like that. Just play around. Red's not half bad. Although to blue, maybe to blue. So like a lighter blue. What is this? Also, why is my opacity so low? There we go. That's a little better. Let's see what that looks like with the yellow now. I don't hate it, but let's check our yellow or our purple. Our purple I don't want completely drowned out. So we will just mess around. Do a dark purple. If I do a dark purple to like a lighter color, I should get like more of that blue in. Oh, that's not too bad. That makes me think it's like a corporate logo though. Okay. What about to red? No, red's too overpowering as well. What I can do that is I can drag this gradient farther so that more of the purple shows. I don't hate that. We will we'll play it by ear. We might edit that gradient some more later because I do want to reuse that gradient for the Maybe the graphics on the controller itself. Man, he is just showing himself off. He's normally not so visible on the streams, but there's Zeus doing his thing. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So this is a good start for our controller. I do want a little bit more graphics. Probably just something simple like buttons. So first of all, I'm going to do like top of the button and bottom of the button. We're just guessing with these guides. Yeah, and then I guess I should have centered this before I do any of that, but that's okay. I don't care. We're just gonna do that. Ooh, my goodness. Can I do it from here? Guess I cannot. Okay. What kind of circle did that create? Okay, let's no stroke, but do a fill of black. Oh no, of white. Why was the stroke so? Jeez. Yeah, let's do like small pixel. Again, we're just using this as reference for now. We don't actually care about having that the exact same. Let's do the fill. You know what? Let's make the fill the gradient. And let's select that gradient. And do it in the same edit gradient. Let's do it in the same direction. Kind of like that. Don't hate it. Okay, and then we will... I don't like the stroke that much. Or do I just want like a simpler stroke? What about a white stroke? Gray stroke? No stroke. I think I like no stroke. Only have the stroke on the outside. Don't hate that. Okay, so let's make that center line and then grow it up. Okay, and that might be way too big for a simplified controller. So let's change these a little bit. And let's, yeah, let me rotate the circle because that doesn't matter. Let's make that there and make that there. You know what? I don't hate it. And then we duplicate and move you over. And again, this does not have to be exact. It's gonna bug me, but it doesn't have to be exact, I suppose. Let's say percentage, and let's shrink it by, it has to be less than a quarter, but let's just do a quarter. So 25%. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. What the heck? Oh, because I positioned it XY instead of percentage. 25 by 25. Okay, that's actually better. Better than I was expecting it to be. Okay, and duplicate, and move you down, and duplicate both of those, and then press them again, and rotate them 90. Hey, look at that. I don't hate that. Let's just select all of them. Do I have to do it individually? Yeah, we'll try it. 125. Nope, I have to do them all individually. 125, 125. You know what? Since I did that, we'll just do that same thing again. It'll be easier than, oops, easier than trying to do anything else. Let's delete those. Duplicate and bring it down. Duplicate and rotate around. Do I hate that? I don't think I want the offset. I think that's fine. Okay, but if it's going to be like this is icon, right? I feel like that just doesn't take up enough space. So for design purposes, let's bring these together. Bring those together a little bit, and let's just scale them up. A little more. You know what? I need to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Without those guides there, I think it needs to come down a little bit. Yeah, that's a little better. As a very simplified controller icon, I think I'm okay with that. So we will grab you. Actually, let's just, we are on the controller layer. So let's just grab all of them and object group, I think? Yeah, group. Cool, okay. So now he's good. Okay, so that is a controller. That is one icon done. Let's move on to the next. I think the next simplest one, or not, maybe not simple, but next one I want to tackle will be this tablet pen. So kind of do like an exaggerated, what does a tablet pen look like? Which I suppose it's, well, it's certain shaped, and then it has a couple buttons and some lines on it. So I think the lines and the buttons will be good candidates for that gradient color. Let me see, can I explore my gradients? Guess this is something I should know. Okay. View. Oh, swatches. That's what I need. Can I make a new one? Okay, if I unlock that and press that. Clearly don't know enough about swatches. That'll be fun to pick from. I do like the list with the hex codes on it. Wow. Okay, what about this? Inkscape default. Okay, well, let's just pull that up too. Nothing in the Inkscape default swatches? Or is it just too many to load right now? Oh no, I might have broken my swatches entry. There we go. Alright, let's just try Inkscape default again. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, well, that's cool, but it's not exactly helping us right now. Can I edit the swatches? Da-da-da. You know what? Inkscape manual might help. Rather than Googling, I could just look here. Let me... Swatches. Wow, well, never mind. I guess they don't have swatches here on the Inkscape manual. Okay, time to Google. Okay, well. I think we're good. I just need to... I need to make sure that when I fill, I have this saved. I really thought I could, like, edit a palette. Dang. Oh well. That's okay. Let me try something else. Stroke, and think I'm gonna need to change this gradient to be a little bit lighter. So oh, it's not using it for both? Could have swore that's how that worked. Oh well. No. Is it just because I wasn't done editing it? That might be it. Okay, and then that's a little bit lighter, but I think too bright. That's a bit better. And this guy, bring him back a little bit. Brighten that up. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the number that used that gradient. Okay, that's fine. I just really didn't think I'd have to do all this manually. Okay, so now that 0 goes away. Okay, that's fine. I am a little bummed about that. And then each one of these needs to be rotated slightly. So that one's correct. So this needs to be rotated 180, right? No, it needs to be that. No, because, yeah, I duplicated that. I didn't rotate it. Yeah, so let's do this. And then each one of them needs to be rotated 90. I'm being very particular at this point, which is not the point to be particular, considering I have got maybe one graphic done. That's okay. We are having fun here. It's not that serious of a stream. Okay, so you're grouped. Cool. Let's lock you. Okay, next up, we said we were gonna do stylus. That's the word. I keep saying tablet pen. Stylus next. Above current. Yeah, I said above current. Wild. Okay, so our stylus. I guess I should stand by while I go get a fan brush. So I have that as a reference. Fan brush and a crochet hook. Well, I didn't have to go very far for the crochet hooks. They're just in my crochet bag over there. This one's really exaggerated, but that will make a good example of what a crochet hook looks like. And fan brush. Had to go get it from my craft room, but yeah. So crochet hook, fan brush, and stylus. So let's get started on the stylus and do the same thing. We're just going to draw some Bezier curves. And how severe is it? It's not that severe, but it does kind of have a taper. So let's... And this is exaggerated because we can play around with the size of it in a little bit later. I'm just trying to get like all the major points in. So we can do, you know what, let's delete that. Let me put up a guide. I can use that as my middle. Do I need to put the nib on there for it to be understood? I hope not, but just in case. Just in case, we will. Let me flares out a little bit. And we're gonna have to play around with that curve later. It's not quite that severe, but that. And back in slightly, but not into that point. And then down. And again. Yeah. Okay. Now we can play around with these points. Can I always forget, can I control the stroke value? I don't suppose I can make this thinner. That's probably not good. Ooh, don't like that. If I just delete that, how does that look? Worse. You know, it might help if it was not so thick. Let's do a 0.25. And then how does that look? That looks too big for sure, so we will move those down and move those in. It's not too bad. That's a little better. I think these two need to come up a little bit. And so do all these. It is not that tall. That's a little better. I feel like an idiot because I'm occasionally pulling this up to look. It's always good to work from reference though, so that's, yeah. Okay, so then let's keep this the way it is for now. And I might have to change the thickness of that. 0.5. How does that look? Fine. So the tricky part is I would like consistent line thickness. So if I do 1.0, which I think is what this is, it kind of becomes a little messy up here. Yeah, it definitely becomes very messy. Let's just grab these guys and well, please move. Oh, I was holding shift, not control. That'd be why. The other thing I could do is separate the nib, make the nib a separate piece, which I might do anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I don't need this, I don't need this. This can be snap to. There. Okay. So that'll be the outline, and then the nib will also be that color. I will just make the nib a separate piece with a smaller stroke value. So let's do that. Let's duplicate. Let's flip. Let's move and snap. Okay. How's that looking? That's looking fine. Or do I want to add a curve or two? I think I might want to add a curve or two. So let's undo that, and before we do that, we will modify this a little bit. Dang it, I did it again. Shift and middle mouse click is not pan. How's that looking? That is not as severe. Edit this and make that a corner. Yeah, that is a corner. Okay, and yeah, that kind of goes like that. This might want to drag down a little bit. Extend this out. That looks a little bit better. Yeah. Sure. We can lie and say that's exactly what we want. Okay, actually I want to drag this out a little bit. It's more of like a bump than a sharp edge, kind of a hill. Okay, that's good. That is not bad at all. Let's, at this point, and we can play around with the horizontal scale of it after we duplicate it and flip it and join it. Okay. So now play with that and that and path combine. Cool. Okay. And I do think I do want to play with this just ever so slightly. Nope. Okay. How's that looking? Looks fine, I suppose. Might need a couple of these points to be a little... Oh. Nope. A little taller. Yeah, I think that reads. In my opinion, that reads. Okay, so let's grab you and... Oh, that's what we want. Fill. And let's grab that guy. And then stroke. We want to be the gradient, and we want to just use that guy. Yeah, except I think I do want to modify him. Well, do I want to modify him? Because he's going to be rotated. I probably won't modify that gradient until I get him in his final place. Because again, I'd like for it to be like everything that has that gradient has the color coming in the same direction. So we will just deal with it as is. Okay, so that's one part of it. I still need the buttons and the line. So let me say, where is the line? The line is a little bit before the curve. So let me go edit paths, or actually let's draw and snap to, can I snap to paths? Snap to path intersections. Yeah. And I wish I could, how do I want to do this? I know how I'll do this. Stroke paint is going to be that gradient. And then, so this looks ugly because it's one on top of the other, and it's actually the front part on top of the other part. Although technically that's kind of how it is. I don't know if I like that or not. Let me also change the stroke style to capped, or capped. That's what I want. Go. You know, technically it does kind of look like that. It has the line going all the way around. So we will leave it, but I do want to change that stroke to like 0.5. How does that look? That looks better. I do not hate that. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to make a new Bezier and snap to this guide. How far up does it need to go? A little bit. And then out here. Oh my gosh, I gotta zoom in so much. And then snap here. Oh, okay, definitely changing that to 0.25. 0.5. No, 0. I don't know. We will make it soft on the end. We will make this a smooth node. There we go. And it does need to go something like that. I actually don't want it symmetric. Auto smooth. How do I make it not? I don't think I care enough to make a difference. And we will just, again, it's exaggerated, but it's fine. We also need to insert a new one there. Make this here and make this here. And make these two corners. No, I want you to be a corner too, please. There we go. Okay, and the reason we did that is so that when we mirror it, which we are about to do, we can join it and then fill it, because otherwise it won't fill. And then we're also going to push it to the back. So let's duplicate, flip, and move right over. And then again, we can play with the size of it in a little bit. So let's combine and stroke. Once again, using that gradient that we like so much. And fill with, yeah, that. Okay, and I don't like how, it's fine. We are going to object lower? Yeah, okay, we are going to make it so it's lower than that. Just want to make sure that it's that's not too bad. We can just say it's a sonic screwdriver or something. I don't know. I know Sonic... Oh! Actually, that's not true. I was going to say, I know Sonic doesn't serve alcoholic drinks, which at their drive-ins they don't, obviously. But I did see... Was it Sonic? No, I might have just been thinking of Mountain Dew. It might be Mountain Dew. But if they ever, like, sold, like those seltzers or something like that everybody, you know, has something nowadays. Like, I think I saw, like, a Warheads alcoholic seltzer or alcoholic drink. Sonic could make a sonic screwdriver. That'd be kind of cool. Obviously, they probably wouldn't be able to actually get the IP or anything like that, but the license, as it were. Okay. Next up is kind of like a rounded part that's cut in half. Yeah, we'll just wing it. Let's. Ooh, I do not like that. Okay. Trying my best to keep this in the correct location. I suppose it's further back, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, realistically, dang it. Realistically, it's like back here and a little bit bigger. And we will stroke. Again, not permanently like this. We are just using this to kind of visualize. Our stroke is going to be pretty small, 0.25 again. And yeah. Oops. I think that can come down even a little bit more. And yeah, it looks just about right. And then we will edit and make all of these. Oh, actually, we need to path, object to path, and then we can edit them and control. Oops. Select all of them. Auto smooth. That is too severe. Oops. Can we? If I just scale it, how does that look? Oh. It's more of like a corner with, or a square with rounded edges than an actual oval, but I think it does kind of get the point across of what this is supposed to be. I don't hate it. It also, you know, an oval kind of acts in sharp contrast to everything else that's going on right now. So we will leave it. And we will also... Do I want to draw the line in between? Sure. I don't care. Draw Bezier curves, and we will draw from a little bit north of center over here, and end that, and once again, 0.25, and then we will select you, and say path, combine, and we will fill that with our gradient. No. We don't want to fill, we will stroke with our gradient. Yeah. There we go. That's not half bad looking. It's also not half decent looking, to be fair. I think that gets the point across. So now we just need to combine everything. So object, so let's group you all together. You're looking pretty good, and I do not hate it. Cool. What else? We got our crochet hooks, and we got our fan brush. I think the crochet hook will be the easiest, so we'll just go ahead and get that. Of course, I say that it's a weird, tricky piece of geometry to try to capture, but Oh well, let's try it. So now on a new layer, because again, for the time being, I'm keeping them all separate. Let's just say, yeah, above current, we are going to call this crochet hook. Okay, and on crochet hook, we are going to stop doing that to zoom in because I don't need to do that to zoom in. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, so on crochet hook, we are just going to start out with a very simple thing. Actually, you know what? I did this the wrong thing again. I should have started out with a center line, and then from there I can scale outward. That way it's all even. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that is way too big for sure. Okay, I need snapping off. Just for the time being. Okay. And I'm trying, I guess, to get this kind of the same size as the stylus, because it's realistically about the same size. It ultimately probably does not matter, but okay. Okay, that's a good start. We will object to path, and then we'll go ahead and do some point pulling, and let's insert a new guy here and make him, let's turn snapping back on and make him down here, because most crochet hooks have that little rounded bit at the end. Not that you know, you're probably going to see that here, honestly. Okay, so rounded bit there. Yeah. And then I'm just going to go ahead and model the curves that they have inside for your hands, or for your some people I've seen do like crochet like this, which is wild to me because I'm always like this. So, yeah. But that's where your finger and your thumb rest, typically. Kind of like you're holding a pencil if you're wild, but for me it's like I'm holding a fork. Yeah. And let's go ahead and also do another one there. And this is just, honestly, that's just there so we can split this apart, because again, I don't really know why I did it this way, but okay, where's the break apart again? Break, and I used to know all these shortcuts too. Break, and so now I can just delete. No, I thought I could delete it because I broke it apart. Yeah, okay, there we go. And let me delete that segment too. Cool. Okay. So crochet hook, let's go ahead and increase that stroke a little bit because it looks pitiful that small. 0.5. Well, actually, I had the outline at 1.0, so let's 1.0. And let's drag these two down. Yeah, and then we will insert two new points here, and then kind of drag this in. No, let's just, yeah, actually that's fine. Oh my gosh, turn snapping off briefly. Okay. Looking at it, that actually probably needs to be longer, so we will drag that down. It's like half and then a quarter, so maybe back up a little bit. And honestly, there's like a flat part here, so it might just be better to do this. And then insert a couple new points here. Can I make these two? Can I make these two corners? What would that look like? not great is what it would look like, apparently. Okay, I don't like that, so we will just... maybe just one. I can play around with that. Playing around with that for sure is going to help. Okay, that's not too bad. I do not hate that. Let's also make this a little rounded because it is supposed to be a little rounded here. Let's make it a little sharper on this side. It's so minuscule that it's not going to matter all that much, but I'll know. I'll know. Okay, and same thing. Duplicate, yay for symmetrical graphics. Symmetrical graphics. Let's turn our snapping back on, and then we will just move it out. And that is way too small in the middle. So, undo that. And we'll edit this guy and bring him slightly out. Nope. Actually, let's just bring all these points slightly out. Turn snapping off. Again, this is supposed to be exaggerated, so... and we'll probably also play with the scale, so it won't be so bad. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Duplicate, flip, snapping back on, and drag it out. Okay, that's the start of something. Don't really know what, but we're just pressing forward, and let's combine. Cool. How do I like it? Well, like's a strong word. I don't know if I like it, but I don't hate it, so we'll keep going. Okay, so now we will drag these two up, because that is too low on the bottom, and then we will drag these guys up. And let's delete you. Oh, man, I thought I combined you two. Delete. Oh, it's the join. Delete segment between it two. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So there's that. We're going to have to add a couple new things in. You know, what I might do... nah, that's fine. Ooh. It's not what I wanted, but that was cool. Okay. We'll just wing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we are okay with that. Okay, and then we will bring these out a little bit. And bring the whole thing down a little bit. Yeah, and then we're gonna do something real funky here. We're gonna make a couple new curves, I think. Because I don't think I want to continue that. We will just combine them. Yeah, so let's... intersections... Can I toggle snapping to nodes? Man, I wish this wasn't cut off on half my screen. Inkscape being a free application is really showing right now. Okay, regardless, let's just do this, and we'll say yep, and we'll come in slightly, turn snapping off for now, and out slightly, very slightly, and back down, and back up, over and up and over and over and over and turn snapping back on and there. Okay, and we will absolutely hate what we're about to do, but that is okay. So let's select that guy and delete break path at selected nodes. Delete segment. There we go. Okay. Then we will say you and you. Ugh, gross. Okay. Why did these two not join? It's okay. It's a very ugly looking node right now. It's okay. It's fine. There we go. Okay, and we want this one deleted. Do we want that one deleted? Is that? I guess that is one stroke. Okay, well that's fine. Okay, we will keep moving on, I suppose. Let's also change our joints to be rounded. That will help soften this up a little bit. Move this in, move that in a little bit, that out, move that down. Actually, that should probably be pretty straight. Yeah, there's a little bit of a wiggle room for it. And the rest of this is just going to be whatever. Right. Let's just go ahead and select all these and see if auto smooth works. You know, I don't hate it. I've been saying that a lot. It really is the philosophy. Oh no. Okay. Did this not join? No. Okay, so let's just select those two and say merge. Yeah. Okay. And make sure that's only one as well. Yeah, it's only one. Cool. Okay. Well, when you zoom in, it looks fine. Okay, that's fine. We will keep playing. I think some of these need to come slightly that way and slightly down. Maybe we don't need, or can I control delete? Yeah, that dissolves it. That's not too bad. I do want to bring this in a little more severely and this down a little bit. Well, not the whole thing, just this one. Oh man, I'm getting snuffly again. My Dayquil's wearing off. Apologize in advance if I'm coming through mouth breathing or anything. I don't know how much the mic is pulling up or is picking up. What happens if I just auto smooth all of these? What if I delete that one and move this guy over? Yeah, that's a little better. And I guess I'm trying to just make this as obviously a crochet hook as possible without it looking like dookie. Do you think these guys need to shrink a little bit? That's not terrible, I suppose. I think this part needs to come in a little bit, which is wild, but whatever. Okay, like that, maybe? I just feel like that head is too big still. Maybe it's because this this back part is not supposed to flare out so much. So what happens if I Control-Delete that? Control-Delete that. And can I make that a corner? There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. I think I'm spending more time on this crochet hook than I did on the objectively simplest one. I'm spending more time on that than I did on the controller or the stylus. Oh, hopefully I don't spend this long on the fan brush. I suppose this is fine. Said that very trepidatiously, I know, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and stroke. I don't want to use that the whole time, and fill. Oops, come on. Fill with same color. Cool. Yeah, it's fine. At least on this one, there's nothing to group, so we'll just go ahead and lock that layer. Okay, and last but not least is the fan brush. I'm probably not going to make it as long. You might not be able to tell, but it's a very long fan brush, as a lot of fan brushes are. And just for comparison, because they're all going to be like with each other. Fan brush, crochet hook, much smaller. Fan brush, stylus. Need to see the relative sizes of them. I'm just going to illustrate of why I'm doing this the way that I am. Now the curious part is, what am I going to make the stroke colors on the fan brush? I could make it the furrow. Is that what it's called? Furrow? See, I don't know. I just paint. Fuller. That's what it is. The fuller. I think it's called the fuller. Basically the little bit where the brush is actually, or the I don't know. Whatever these are called. Oh boy. I might make that the like stylistic part, the interesting part, as it were. Or I could make the actual brushes, the actual brush part of it. I don't know. We will find out. So let's go ahead and move this guy over here so I have some more working room with him. And we'll just go ahead and get started. Turn that snapping back on, and we'll just go Bezier curves there. Oops. Oh, I probably need to make a new one. Call it fan brush. Buff current. Okay. It's gonna ever so slightly fan out. And then it will come back. And then actually let's come back a little further. And come down. And then taper way down here. Yeah. Something like that. And same thing, we are going to change our stroke to be a little more visible here. And then I might put a couple like, so I think what I might do, Yeah, I think so. We will outline it in this. We'll outline it in the stroke color. I will probably make the. I think it's called the fuller, but I'm not actually sure. The part where the brushes actually go into, so this metal bit here, we'll make that also that color, and then from there, going out the brushes or out the bristles. Word, I said brushes. Bristles, out the bristles, we'll make a couple lines. They'll be thinner than the stroke line there, but that's what we'll make for that. And then also, let's go ahead and also, I guess, shrink this a little. It doesn't need to be as long. Let's edit this a little bit and move you in, especially because this should be in comparison to these other two, right? I suppose it could be a little longer because it is a brush after all. It's just the longer I make it, the more I have to hide it up with something, or hide it with something. But we'll see. Okay, so that's that. Does that need to come out some more? We can bring this out a little bit more, make this a little more severe. And we can also, because it does have a very slight bend, can bend that like that, I suppose. And is that all that needs to happen there? Yeah. Let's go ahead and duplicate and flip, and snapping's still on, so we can move it over. This I don't know how much I like this down here at the bottom, so let's go ahead and undo, undo, undo. And let's take this guy, adding a new one. Means these two need to move out a little bit. No, they can't move out too much. Let's just turn snapping off for the time being. Move that in a little bit. Okay, hopefully that should help us. I keep doing that. I gotta figure out what reset canvas rotation is in Inkscape. Okay, so well, you know what it is I'm holding Control to zoom in or zoom out, and then I hold middle, or when I do that, also middle mouse is pan, so I'll hold Control and pan. So let's just go ahead and duplicate and flip and snapping back on. And let's move him over. And that's a little better. We'll fix this down here at the end after we merge. So you and you, object or path combine. Cool. Now these two, are these still two separate objects? They are. Oops. Let's go ahead and do that. And join selected nodes. Yep. And does that mean up here at the top it's also that way? It's kind of hard to tell, but I think that is the case. I think it only does that when it's like not exact, so I must not have placed it exactly correctly, but yeah, it's okay. Okay, so this is this guy. Let's go ahead and fill with that same gray color. Yep, it's already there. And stroke with our gradient. Nope, sorry. Fill, gray color, U. Stroke, gradient, U. Cool. Okay, and then we will do the fuller and a couple bristles, I think. So let's go ahead and just do a Bezier curve from here to here to here. Yeah, that's fine. And we will actually path, combine, and we're gonna have to oh, what about if I do it the other way around, that and that, path, combine. Dang it, I was hoping it would choose the other one. There's probably a way to do that correctly, I just don't know what it is. All right, fill, no, dang it, I did it wrong again. All right, and then fill with, yeah, same thing. Okay, cool. And then we are unfortunately gonna have to change this to be this guy needs to be smooth. Yeah, okay, that looks more like what the filler should look like. And we'll do the same thing, I think, for the bottom of the filler. Now looking at this is like really wide, or at least these parts are really wide. Let me see, if I shrink it just ever so slightly. Oops. Oh, freaking out, it did not like that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and we will go here, and let's add in, I suppose, right there and right there, yeah. And same thing. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do the same thing again. Path, combine, stroke. It's gonna be that. Fill. It's gonna be what it probably already is, but I'm paranoid. Okay. That looks like a paintbrush, I suppose. Okay, and then let's make an intersection here-ish. And I hope I'll be able to snap to that intersection. Because what I want to do is, I suppose I should make the intersection. Yeah, right there is fine. What I want to do is a couple of these lines. Out. And then another line. Out. Another line. Out. And I know that looks like crap right now. Trust me. I know. Let's stroke, and stroke paint is going to be that gradient. Ooh, that actually combined those two already. So let's just combine all three. You and you. Path. Combine. And let's stroke style. Make it pretty thin. And I can't push to back. But I can combine it, I suppose. But then it'll have all the stroke style. I don't think I want that. Man. Alright, let's get rid of this guy. We will instead just be doing, yeah, we'll still snap. We'll do this here to here, call that one. Here to here, call that one. And here to here-ish, call that one. And then we will select all three of them. Again, there's probably like a way to do radial symmetry. Yeah. Combine and stroke paint you and stroke style. We will do it like 0.1, right? No, that's way too thin. 0.25. Yeah, that's fine. And let's also do cap. Oh man. Is that really what it is? Yikes. I suppose zoomed out it doesn't look terrible. The way I could do it here is if I do fill transparent, no fill, and then send this to the back. Object lower, object lower, there we go. And then how do I fill? So I could fill you? Fill with something? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'd have to do. Which I guess is fine, but I hope that's not creating new objects. But who knows? Okay, and let's duplicate. Flip. Flip, please. Did it not duplicate that object? No, it didn't duplicate that object. Duplicate. Flip. There we go. Okay. Oof, I don't like that. How's that looking? Let me send that to the back. Object lower. Object lower. Object lower. Why don't I just do the smart thing? Object raised it up. There we go. Yeah, it did end up filling those as new objects. That's fine. Okay, we will do what we did before. Fill, 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 fill. And I know they're all new objects at this point. I don't really care. Oh, it didn't fill all the way. That's weird. Did it not do that because I wasn't zoomed in all the way? That's wild. Okay, well, let's just say you and you. Object or path combine. I don't know if that worked, but whatever. Okay, well, that's at least a little bit better. Gradient here is a little bit weird, but I don't think I care. So let's just all, and once again, group them all. See, I was thinking I'd have time to do some other stuff tonight, but I've been spending way too long on this little design project. It's already already almost 9. Granted, I started like 20 minutes late, but still. Ugh. Okay, well, that is all the design elements, or all the tricky design elements out of the way. We will go ahead and I guess keep them all in the same, or keep them all on their individual layers for now. Or I can just copy. Yeah, I'll just copy all of them to the new layers. So we'll see content. I don't actually know what it's going to be called. And fan brush, we will copy and then hide fan brush and paste. Yeah, okay. And then crochet hook, we will copy and lock that and hide it, and content, paste, and make sure that crochet hook and fan brush are still there. Yep. And this way I keep the originals, and I can always go back if I need to. So stylus, let's copy, and on content we will paste it. Excuse me. And controller, we will copy, lock that, hide it, and paste it on content. Cool. So now I should be able to take everything and rearrange it and scale it however I want. So let me say this vertical guideline is, we want it to be centered, and I think I did 120 by 120, so let's actually do by percentages. No, it has to be pixels. Okay, so 60 by 60. Aw, that didn't work. Okay, well, I guess this guy has to be 60 by 60 as well. 60 by, I guess each guide has its own dot. Did I not do 120? Is my background bigger than 120? Yeah, my background's bigger than 120. That would be why. I was so confused there. Okay, background, what the hell? 120 by 120, please. Stay within the lines. Okay, I don't know what I want for my background yet, so background's kind of just chilling. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring these guys in such a way. So what I was thinking is it would be like the controller with some of these elements fanned out behind it, which I don't hate that idea. I could just kind of like rearrange them, however. Oops. Let's not edit. Let's make sure we're not editing any of those. Okay, so I should also probably make sure these are all roughly the same size. I think I need to scale this stylus part up a little bit. Okay. Let's turn snapping off for the time being so I can actually think. Okay, so... yeah, okay, that's not bad. Controller does need to be a lot bigger, but that's okay. Let's turn our snapping back on. And we'll say that's going to be the bottom. And we'll just say controller. I think everything is below the controller, so I think we're good. Yeah, we're good here. Okay, so we'll actually probably end up making a couple iterations here. Can I duplicate layers? I can. Cool. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll make like option 1, option 2, option 3. So option 1. And we'll also play around with the background. I do think this needs to be bigger. Maybe not that big, but close to it. Let me snap to glow. No, it's global. Is there any way to just snap to grids, snap to guidelines? Okay, yeah. So if I do that. What am I snapping to here? I don't know. Okay, so I guess I can do my calculations. Let's lock our radius. Let's make it 74 wide. And that means half of 74 is... oh god, doing math on stream. 37. And then half of 120 is 60. 60 minus 37 is 25? That doesn't seem right. 23. So that means that should be perfectly centered. Yep. There's probably 1,000 better ways to do that, but whatever. Okay, we'll turn our snapping back on temporarily for this. We will move this guy out. I do think for our option 1, go ahead and leave him. Let's make him a nice even 16 wide. And let's turn, so 16, that's going to be 52. So he's nice and centered. And this guy, let's make him 8 wide. Yeah. And this guy, 8 wide. And I will just, what I will do is I will adjust one of these to be, yeah, maybe. Maybe I should figure out snapping a little bit more. Okay, that's actually not bad. I don't hate that. Let's drag all of these up. That's like option 1, and I do need to have like a text banner. I think I want to put a text banner on a new layer so I can reuse it. So, text banner. Okay, let's lock this guy for now, and we will go ahead and make a. I almost want like, I don't know what quite what I want for the text quite yet. I mean, obviously, I'm just gonna do the name of the channel, which is going to be. Ooh. It's huge. Okay, what can I do here for text? Yeah, does not need to be 30 point. 12 point. Let's do 10 point. And then what kind of... I don't even know what... The other thing I was thinking of is like maybe because by day, and you know, just for fun, I do like programming. That's like my job. Maybe I could get like what you typically see as like script font for a lot of like C#, or well, C# is my programming language of choice, but like that, programming languages of choice and stuff like that. And if I wanted to, I could be clever, and I could do. Oops. Can I edit text, please? Yes. I could do something like and which is like a thing. I mean, I know what that is. That's like opening and closing tags. I don't know how much I like that, though. We've come up with a couple good ideas. It also, that style of text currently does not really fit the vibe. Let's also make it, do I like it italic? I like it bold and italic. I don't hate that, but I do think I want to find a different text that I like. Abrima's not bad. I'll go old-timey. Franklin Gothic's not bad. Gadoogie, I don't mind that. Ooh, that's kind of cool too. Handle Gothic. Yeah, Wingdings. Graphic design is my passion. I've always been bad with text layout, though. And maybe it'll look better if I have like a background to it, which is probably what I'll end up doing, but I just want to make sure. I think I just made a complicated internet handle because none of these look good. Okay, are we back up to the top? Or is this just like there's a lot of fonts? I mean, obviously there's a lot of fonts, but Wingdings. No. I don't hate Tahoma. What's Swiss look like? No, I don't like that. I want something with serifs. Alright, I suppose not serifs, but it's classic Times New Roman. Sans serif is not bad. Can I... Nope. Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Oh, well, actually. Sideways Nick-Nick-Knock? Well, now hold on. What does that look like? Is that too egregious? Yeah. Maybe for a different text layout. Vertical kerning. Do I want horizontal kerning? I kind of do, I think. Oops. Let's highlight everything. Everything, please. Oh, kerning is not what I was thinking it was. I was thinking it would, like, space it. Oh, horizontal spacing between words. Yeah, spacing between letters. I do not hate spacing that out a little bit. Granted, I'm going to have to shrink it anyway to get it on here. But that's not too bad. That's a lot. Let's make it 120. Oops. And so it should be sitting at 0. Okay. And then we can... I think there's a way to outline, right? It should be in here somewhere. Yeah, subscript. Is that it? Nope. Superscript. Spacing between baselines. Man, I wish I knew what I was talking about. Let's just go ahead and duplicate and move you ever so slightly up and ever so slightly over. Right. Maybe that's too much. Because what I want to do is that when I have something that's going to be, again, we'll figure out exactly what this is later. It's going to be 120 wide, and I don't know what else. 0, and we'll move it down. Oops. And send to back. I forget that's not there. Object, lower to bottom. And then we will take Nick-Nick-Knock, the top one, and we will change that fill and stroke to be... Oh, there's just a stroke, isn't there? Yeah, there is. I'm stupid. 0.25. There we go. That's what I want. I guess the Nick-Nick-Knock there is, as a shadow is not terrible. But what we wanted was a stroke of black, I think, and then a fill of our gradient. Yeah, and then we want to edit that gradient to make it like... Yeah. I do not hate that. Again, don't know what we're doing with the background yet, but we're still trying to figure this out for our text banner, so... do I want to leave the shadow there? I don't hate the shadow, to be honest. This, I do think I need to grow a little bit. Do I need that, though? No? Don't need that if it's just Nick-Nick-Knock. Let me just say both of these two. And let's group them. Group. So that's our text banner. Again, it looks a little funky, so we'll just say 120 and set it at 0. And we're going to shrink that later. And then if we turn on our background and we change our background color, so I do think I want to change our background color here to fill and stroke. Let's say fill. Oh no, let's actually just select that guy and make it a little bit lighter. And honestly, it might be like more of a transparent background when it comes down to it anyway. I don't know how it's going to show up on Twitch and on YouTube, so we will play around with it. With this option, currently, the text takes up too much of the area, and the... We'll just hide this background for now. We don't know what we're doing. I would like to fix this first. So let's just change our text banner here. Shrink it slightly. Nick knock. There we go. And then we will lock that for now. And then reuse that text banner, probably on all the other options. Yeah, let's just grab these and... Oops. Please. Okay, that's not too bad. Can I group? I guess I can group these guys. I just... when I ungroup, I don't want them to be... Okay, so they're all grouped. Okay, so I can individually move them. Okay. I was worried that when I group them, it would... all of them, when I ungroup, it would ungroup the individual elements. But that is not the case, thankfully. Let's undo that, turn snaps off. Okay, and then move it up slightly. There we go, that's not too bad. Okay, so that's option one, and we should probably have a couple other background options too, right? So let's select this and just get rid of him. I don't like that as a background. So let's lock option one and say this is BG1. And for BG1, I actually would not hate like just a simple circle. And we'll make it, let's just change that this way because I don't feel like doing it anymore. We'll make it 120 by 120 and 0, 0. Okay, just a background and change that stroke. Do I want a stroke? I don't want a stroke. Make a radial gradient and let's edit that. Make it slightly transparent, I suppose. I don't think I like that red. What color works with the... We were trying yellow earlier. I don't hate that. Got same purple. Center be a lot brighter. I suppose it is really bright, but I could change that opacity. Okay, how does that look? I just select out of everything. It's not terrible. Honestly, it's like design people would probably be screaming at me that my text doesn't quite line up here, but I am not a design people, and that's okay. Okay, so that's background option one. We will just lock that and make a new one called BG2 above current and hide that. What else do I want to do? I could do something weird like stars. Oh, that was also something I was considering doing of like, you know, distilling what who I am and what I like down to like some icons to use for my channel. I was considering doing like dice or cards or tokens because I like tabletop gaming and stuff like that, and board games and stuff. So, but we did not do that. 3D boxes. We'll try something classy. Not classy, but just a little bit weird. And let's just, with that guy, change our stroke to something. Let's do like a black stroke and 1. Is that too much? Let's do 0.5. And black is a little too severe, so let's like make it a little lighter. And then do a mesh gradient. I don't know how most of these do it. Use the node tool to adjust position, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Swatch fill. Well, I don't want to do swatch fill. We'll just change back to, well, I hope we'll change back to that. Stroke paint, gradient, please. None? Okay. Stroke paint is fine. Fill, we want to do a gradient, and we'll make a new one. We'll edit that. And let's do something like this. And maybe make it like a can actually swap those. I'd like to swap those, but this is the only way I know how to do it. I've heard this song so many times on this chill hop tune. I like it. Camp Friends. I'll have to look that up. Alright, and then, I mean, we've been doing this like purple to blue gradient the whole time. I should break out from it and do something else, right? That's probably what I should do. Don't think I like that too much. About a green. And I don't need to have it like super opaque. I do like the idea of like being kind of semi-translucent. If I do that and I have no stroke. Oops. No stroke. And that fill, if I edit that gradient again. I don't know how I like blue to green, but like soft yellow to a green, or soft yellow to a blue. It's very Ukraine based, like the Ukrainian flag. Yeah, I don't think I like that as much as the purple we had earlier. So if I do purple to, what if I just do like transparent to purple, and then this purple. I guess what I should be doing is I'm gonna move this guy to be 120 by 120, and move him to be in position of 0, 0. Okay, that looks like I'm trying to be the Joker, and I'm not trying to be the Joker, so let's change this up a little bit. I do think I like the transparent to nothing. Do I want to maybe do like nothing to transparent from here? Like in that direction? Again, gonna change this so I'm not so Joker coded. Soft blue's not bad. Purple's not bad, but again, that just is more purple motif. And I kind of want the... Oh, that pink's kind of cool. That pink or that red. That's not too bad. I want to make sure my text banner is readable enough there. You know. So... Cyan's not too bad, or I guess that'd be more cyan. I don't want anything too green. Yeah, it's even too green. That's too green. This is a little better. Let me... Yeah, it's fine. Again, I don't hate the pink. I don't think I like yellow. Yellow's too green. But that orange, red, pink tone isn't too bad. That's really good though. Like, that's readable. Whereas I worry, like, well, I guess pink is pretty readable too. Okay, if I just do like that. How's that look? That doesn't look too bad. I don't hate that. So that could be that. We'll just call that background 2. So we have background 2. We have background 1, which is just an orb. You know, when you want to ponder your orb, but you got to stream on Twitch. I think I like background 2 better. And what's good about this is I can save this and I can always come back and change up that background stuff, background gradient to something that's a little more pleasing, or maybe more seasonal. Maybe I'll come in and do like a pink for Valentine's Day and red, white, and blue or something like that, or orange for Halloween. I don't know. I think option 1 is good. We got all these design elements that we can play around with, and for the time being, I think it's fine. Fine enough that I think I'm gonna save it here and wrap up the stream. Again, I thought I was gonna be able to do more. I was gonna break out Clip Studio Paint and actually draw, but you know, this is, I think, pretty successful. We ended up with, I'd say, a pretty decent icon design here at the end. So I'm gonna close down the stream and render this out at the scale that I need to, and then you'll see a new icon on my Twitch channel and wherever else I decide to put it before too long. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. I have a long weekend ahead of me. I might be doing another stream, an unplanned stream around then. I haven't decided yet. For the time being, though, the next planned stream is going to be next Tuesday, which will be just gaming again, back into a gaming stream. And then next Friday, I am not going to... Which, Tuesday I might cancel as well, because I am on a trip for work Wednesday through Friday. So next Friday, what would have been the next creative stream, I'm definitely canceling that. But I might postpone it or something like that, or redo it on next Saturday or next Sunday. I haven't quite decided yet. So yeah, that'll be it for now. I think this was a pretty successful stream though. We ended up with something I'm pretty satisfied as far as icons go, especially for me, a very novice and very kind of just flying by the seat of my pants kind of designer who just had a little bit of experience with Inkscape. So, you know, it worked out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This VOD will be up on the YouTube channel not long after. Peace.